All right. Welcome, everyone. Welcome to the Barbershop Talk. Um, Salute everyone that came over. Lawrence, Dorian, Curls, E-Man Perry, Seeking My Creator, Coolin. Thanks for coming over. Thanks for being out here. Yeah, Seeking My Creator. Blindly obeying and following is akin to worship, or it is worship. Yes, it is. It's exactly what it is. Um, because even in the Bible, it teaches you and tells you that you should try things to test them out to see that they are what they say they are, to make sure that they are that. And so you're supposed to test them and make sure that things are. You're not supposed to blindly follow anything or anyone. Okay, Lawrence. All right, I'll give you a minute. But I think that we find that that's something that too many people do. It's probably one of the biggest weaknesses of humans, is blindly following others without analyzing anything to make sure that they should be following these people, and not just following people. They actually trust to have a blind faith and belief in them. So they're doing more than following. They're essentially idolizing them and making them the God and center of their own existence, which is something that we should not be doing with individuals as well as things or objects or whatever. We shouldn't do that with them as well. We should always be striving to test ourselves and analyze and see that things are what they say they are. Uh, we should be trying to find ways to move logically throughout life and apply all these principles that we get taught here, that we've been taught through life and everything that we've had to deal with. That way we can each day, working to become the best that we can actually be every day. But we'll give it a few minutes here. I know Lawrence said he's getting ready here, yeah, to for me to give him a minute. He'll be up, and yeah, I know you're busy, Curls, but I appreciate you for coming and listening in. Anyways, not being able to be on the panel today, but that's okay. I always appreciate it whenever you can come through and even just be here and listen in the chat and then back in the clouds. It's all appreciated. And anyone coming in, listening later, don't forget hit that like button if you like it. What's going on, Judge? What's going on, Judge? Glad to have you in here today too. Um, but yes, what's good, masculinity? Salute. Thank y'all for coming in here too as well. Um, but yeah, Judge, we've talked many times before. Try to, I always try to be about something sensible that makes sense, that we can actually apply. Doesn't make things. It doesn't make sense to to worry about things that I can't do, but I want to focus on the things that I actually can do and do them the best that I can. Um, which is why I felt that this topic kind of came around to it, about how gods are born. So I guess what I can do is I can share this real quick and replay that sound bite from earlier from Eisen on how gods are born, while we wait on Lawrence here, and we'll get that going. So give me a minute here. All right, here we go.
You must trust that boy quite a lot. How very touching.
Yes, that must be unfathomable for someone who doesn't even trust his own people.
You don't get it. Trust is the same thing as reliance. It's a fault of cowards. I have no need for such weakness.
That's pretty rich coming from a guy who surrounds himself with henchmen. But you trick your subordinates into trusting you with that fast-talking silver tongue of yours.
Not quite. I have many subordinates, many who've pledged themselves to me, but I've never asked for any of their trust. Yes, I've asked for their allegiance, but faith is another matter altogether. In fact, I always told them to never trust anyone, including myself. Unfortunately, though, I've met no one who is strong enough to actually heed that warning. All creatures need to obey. No one can survive without trusting someone they feel is better, more worthy than themselves. To avoid that responsibility, those who are worthy look even higher, searching for more superior beings. And those superiors do the same, looking for even stronger individuals they can believe in. That is how all kings are created. It is also how gods are born.
Welcome, God Killer. But that dialogue there between Reiko Shinji and Aizen Sosuke, I thought was very telling and very powerful in how telling it how gods are, are born. Um, but well, welcome Lawrence to the panel. Thanks for coming.
What's good? What's good, everybody? Shalom to the chat. Glad to see everybody here.
Yeah.
A lot of people I haven't seen in a bit. Well, I mean, I've been away, of course, but
Right.
but it's good to see everybody. It really is. I'm just fooling around with the name.
Yeah, I know. I know.
I should have put false god killer. That's what I should have put.
Yeah, that would have been awesome.
That probably would have worked a lot better.
Yeah.
But we talked about this briefly last night. So well, briefly
Right.
in our terms. You know,
Briefly on the subject, anyways.
yeah. But you know, I think there's always a lot to be said about this subject, probably more so than any other subject, because there's just a desire for people to find um enlightenment other than within themselves. And most importantly, what you said earlier, which in my opinion is the foundation of why they do it. They're just seeking absolution from responsibility. I mean that's
Right.
you know, I mean, I think that's the foundation of it all. It's like, okay, well, he told me to do it, so I'm not at fault, that kind of thing.
Right.
And I think that's the foundation of it. I think one of the pillars is what I said before that. I think a second pillar is that you find yourself dazzled by whoever you're following with all they have or all you think they have, and you
All
want
they can
to,
do.
yeah, and all they can do, and you want to be the same way. Um, which again comes back to another conversation all of us have had before about the idea of false equality, because not everybody is going to repeat the same thing somebody else does. It's impossible.
Right. Exactly.
Like the saying goes, each according to their gifts. So
Right. And we all do not have the the same gifts as it's stated. Each has their own. So it's very telling. But yes, I think one of the things he talked about there when he said, I never told them to trust me. It's the same as faith, and having them to actually believe in him. And it's something that, it was very powerful and profound. What he said there.
yeah, absolutely. I mean, take myself and you for instance. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
we talk about my daughters all the time. Hell, you've talked to some of personally yourself. Uh, and as we've talked many a times, that's one of the things I told them. I mean, I explained that to them since they were young. You know, trust but verify. You know what I mean? And at the end of the day, yeah, I'm not above it either. You know, if I say
Right.
something to you, yo, don't just take it at face value because I'm your dad, because you know that's just not how it works. You know, I'm subject to error. I'm subject to foolishness. And I mean, I've gotten better at it as you get older. You get less foolish, but you know, you do
Yeah.
dumb stuff when you're young.
Yeah.
But
Well, hey, you can do that
but
at any age.
yeah, exactly. I mean, I can only hope I've gotten better. How about
Right,
that?
right.
I
I
can
was
only
just saying in general,
no,
not
but
for
you're
you in particular, but yeah.
no, but you're right though. You're right though. That deserved me doing some word correction. I can only hope I'm not as foolish as I used to be.
Right, right.
You know, I try. But anyway, the point is that you know this is something that should be had as a discussion, whether it be with friends, family, you know, whoever. Trust
Mhm.
is not something you blindly give. It just isn't. And if you are going to give it, you have to test it. Like you said one time before in a stream quite some time ago, we're supposed to test everything. You
Yeah,
know what I mean? So,
you
so
are.
yeah, so it's not something you just blindly give away. You know, I mean, my daughters will tell you. I mean, you ask them, they'll tell you. Trust my father? Nope, nope. You don't trust them? I trust my dad to be my dad. That's about all I got for you. They'll tell you
Right,
that.
right.
They'll tell you that without hesitation. Um, and I like it
Yeah,
because, like I said, we every last one of us has a breaking point. Every last one of us has a line in the sand, and I've been through a lot of things that I've gotten to test what I would do in really rough situations, but there's situations I've never been in, so I don't know how I would react. I'd like to
right,
believe I'd react a certain way, but there's no guarantee because I
right.
haven't been in it. So yeah, so anybody's capable of anything,
Yeah,
you know. And I've said that to a lot of the guys here on many streams before. Yo, we cool. We can talk. I can throw stuff out at you. What you do with it is on you, but you should verify it. Just
yeah.
because it's me doesn't mean jack. I mean, it just does. Because I mean, I could be wrong. When I gave you the information, I could have been right last month. This month, I could be dead ass wrong. I
Yeah.
mean, you never know.
Well, yeah, it's
Um,
all about options.
yeah, yeah. So, and that's one of the reasons I don't like the idea. And Zero used to say this a lot too, if I remember correctly. No, not Zero. It's New. New's the one I remember. Zero might have said it, but New's the one I remember saying it the most. Stop using celebrities and other people as equivalencies to the rest of us.
Both of them.
It
Both
was
of them
okay. So
said it.
what? So it was
I've said
both.
it as
Okay.
well too.
All right, because I had to stop for a minute because when I'm listening in my head, I'm hearing New's voice.
Yeah.
That's why I said it was New. But I'm pretty sure Zero might have said it too.
Yes. Yeah. But
But
yes,
I
they
hear
both
but
have.
I yeah, but I hear every time I hear it in my head, I hear New's voice every single time. So
Yeah.
um,
Yeah.
but you know, and that goes back to what you're saying about building gods for yourself
Right.
because that's what they're doing. I mean,
Right.
that's absolutely what they're doing, and it's stupid. I mean, you can't take. Yeah, I'm babbling now. Never mind.
Okay.
I,
Hey,
I just
I
caught
was
myself.
listening too.
Yeah, I just caught myself. I'm babbling. I'm sorry. Forgive me, everybody. I'm sorry. I was
You
going
good.
on a tangent there. I'm sorry.
You good. But no, dang. Now, now I lost my train of thought after that one.
Oh, I'm sorry,
Oh, you good.
man.
Your babbling had me there. But
Oh, that's a good point, young Swift. That's a very good
yes.
point. I used to do that too, but instead of stuttering, they'd get mad at me. I got kicked out of a couple of classes for that,
Mm,
even though I was dead ass right. When it was all said and done.
mm.
Yeah, yeah, but I'm not sure if that's about wanting to be a god or if that's just about personal ego.
They can go hand in hand.
Mm, mm.
They go hand in hand. Ego helps to create gods as well. or help people feel they're one.
What's interesting to me is that you had, like you said, it's a superiority thing. You know, people
Mhm.
want someone superior to them to look up to, so they don't have to take responsibility. I
Right.
guess the question for me is besides being narcissistic to some degree, what would make a person want to assume that position? You know,
Mm.
narcissism is key. There's no question. You have to have.
Yes. Yes.
It's just like anybody who runs for president of the United States. You have to have a certain amount of narcissism to pull that gig off. You
Yeah.
have to.
Yeah.
So, and I'm sure there's a couple of other things in there too. But
Yeah.
craving
Yeah. Yeah.
craving power. The normal stuff.
Right. I think the other thing too, along with the narcissism that can go equally with it, is just the simple fact of detesting someone having that type of power over you.
Mm. Hmm. Yeah, yeah. The fear of being the servant instead of yeah. I can see that.
Yeah, being in that weaker position.
Yeah.
Um, or and also too, or to feeling that who's ever been in that position has just been completely inept at it.
Mhm. Yeah, yeah. Well, so there goes Saul. So what do you think would be um what am I looking for? I don't know. How would that compare side by side? Because I mean there is a term for that, the God complex.
Mhm.
But how do you think that would compare side by side the God complex as opposed to the Savior complex?
Mm. I think the savior complex to me is even more narcissistic and deluded.
Okay, I'm not
Just
sure. I'm not sure about narcissistic, but I would agree with the delusion. I would agree with
Well,
that.
I mean, it has to be narcissistic too, because to actually think that you can actually save people. I mean, you can lead a horse to the water, but you can't make him drink. Yeah.
True.
So it's equally, just as narcissistic as it is deluded.
Well, the reason I ask is because it's interesting because I've had that savior complex thing thrown on me a couple of times.
Okay.
Especially when we get heavy into talking about the shelter and stuff like that.
Right.
Um, so I'm not in my head. I disagree. I think they're using the term wrong.
Oh,
Personally,
savior.
yeah. I
I
think.
would I would agree because I mean, from what you've explained about the shelter and what it is, what it'll be,
And how
it's
it
about
works.
them fighting themselves.
Yeah,
So,
exactly.
so you're not actually. You're only thing you're doing is you're providing them. You're helping to provide the means for them to help save themselves.
Yeah. Well,
You're not actually doing it.
well, at the end of the day, the way it works is it's the same thing. Myself, you, MOT, Zero, New, all of us have talked about together many a times. All I'm doing is I'm giving the true definition of equality, which
Hmm.
is the opportunity. That's it.
Yeah.
What you do with that is merit based on you. And
Hmm.
if you don't, you gotta go.
Yeah.
Because anybody with a savior complex, in my opinion, would take good and bad and keep the bad, even though they fucking up, just because they trying to save
Yeah.
you.
They don't have the ability to
I
be able to cut
Yeah,
off.
yeah, I'm not trying to
Yeah.
do
Yeah. Because
that.
you've been proven to not be um the typical daughter nigga.
No, yeah. No,
And yes,
that lifestyle doesn't agree with my health. I'm sorry.
yes, there is no such thing as equality. Yes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Um, well,
But
like I said, the only equality that could ever be, in my opinion, is opportunity, which means that there's the goal. Everybody has a chance to go for it. Either you make it or you don't.
yeah,
That's the only equality I can offer. Anybody can, to be quite
right.
frank with
Right.
you. It's the opportunity to have a shot. Outside of that, because like I said, male, female, young, old, black, white, I don't give a rat's ass. If that's the prize, and all of you are running after the prize, whoever gets it gets it.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah. But yeah, to Curls' point, yeah, you are the opposite of someone with the savior complex because yeah,
I'm sorry, I missed that. I'm a what?
he put in the chat, yeah, you being the opposite of someone with the savior. complex.
Chief, yeah.
Yeah, and he's
Yeah.
right. Yeah, like I said, because when like these other daughter niggas, they have their savior, they have their savior complex when it comes to their own. I can't see you having a live stream trying to peel off your daughter, but
Oh, geez, y'all crying out loud.
I can't see that.
Like, yeah, like I said, we talk about my kids all the time. You know where I stand on that.
Yeah.
If you want to shoot your shot with them, shoot your shot with them. If they go for it, they go for it. If they don't, they don't. And the same thing I've said to them, I'll say it live right now. I don't give a rat's ass. You're a grown ass person. I'm out. My job's done.
Right.
My job's done. I mean, I can't do nothing for you. Just like the same conversation I've had with all four of them, every last one of them. You call me at 2:00 in the morning talking about daddy, he hit me. I'm gonna fuck you up. I got nothing for you. I don't. Now, if you call me at 2:00 in the morning saying, Dad, I need you to bail me out of jail because he touched me and I touched him back just to show him that's how it's really gonna work, I can work with you because you don't come from that kind of world. So why would I allow you to bring it to me?
Right.
Yeah. I mean, and that's just common sense, man.
Yeah, I agree.
I mean, that's just common sense. And like I said, I sit around, you know me, I celebrate Shabbat religiously.
Yes.
So sundown Friday, we're all sitting at that table, and I'm telling you, for years, we talk about everything from politics to faith to religion, the difference between them, etc., and so on. I made sure they can have conversation. I made sure that they're thinking people. They'll question everything. And I'm telling you, man, they question me on some rough stuff. It's just kind of hard to swallow, but I built the monster, so I can't complain. So
yeah.
But we definitely talk about the whole concept of choosing people, because we mostly talk about celebrities, but choosing celebrities and putting celebrities above everything, and acting like they're the people you have to follow, and I mean, we talk about that all the time, and they're not feeling it. They're not feeling it at all. I mean, you say Cardi B, you say Meg Thee Stallion, you call out any of them names, they'll give you such a twisted look on their face. They're like, nah, that ain't my definition of a woman. Now, mind you, remember we talked about this before. I got 4 daughters. 2 of them are gay. Even the gay ones are like, nah, no, no, that's not how we rolling.
Dang.
I mean, seriously. I mean, I'm being honest here.
Yeah, it's funny.
4 to 2 gay ones. Yo, no sir, no sir. That's not what that's not what that means. That's not how that goes. That's not how we're rolling with this. Nope. And they'll tell you to your face. They'll tell you I've seen them have those conversations. They will tell people to the face. So I wait till you see my video. Oh, okay. But oh, hey Yuri, man, I'm sorry. I missed you. Namaste, brother. Namaste. I hope everything's going good with the studying, by the way. Same thing to you, Black Girls. But yeah, I just, God's being born, or just, I don't know. To me, it's desperate people attempting to find any way to excuse themselves for the responsibility of the outcomes of their own life made by their choices. I mean, that's all I can see, because there's no other reason to create one.
Well, I think it's because, for two reasons. One of them, Eisen stated, they're weak.
Oh, wait! Don't retract it, Jay Wolf. I saw it already. He called me Black Lightning.
Oh, damn.
He said too gay. Are you Black Lightning? That was good. That was good. That was really good.
Oh, damn.
He retracted it, but I saw it already.
Yes.
That was good, man. You should have left it. That was really good. Oh man.
Yeah, that was funny.
I thought that was pretty good. But I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. I just saw that.
No, you good. Yeah, it's fun. It was funny. But yeah, one of them, Isaac stated, with humans being weak. and the other being just straight up foolish. I would say that at least 99% of humans are foolish.
Yeah.
98 would be me being generous.
You know, you know, at first I was gonna say I would give it more space, but then I started thinking 2/3 of the planet is gone. So,
Yeah.
so,
Well,
so, so if the Most High thinks 2/3 got to be removed, yeah, pretty much on point.
but I mean,
So,
and to point it out, I have to thank Sigma Jones for his content that he's done over there. When you look at Hitler's rise to power, Mussolini's rise to power, Stalin's rise to power, I mean, it's quite telling. It makes you think. The only thing I can think of, it makes me think about Star Wars when Emperor Palpatine becomes emperor, and it all happens with applause.
mhm, mhm.
So these individuals, their rise to power to become what they became, it just proves how weak and just foolish that human beings pretty much are, the majority anyways.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I would agree.
Yeah.
But yeah, I couldn't disagree with that. But yeah, I just it's funny too because it's one of those things where you take a moment to think how gods are born. Maybe it should have been the little g. So,
um
mm, 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 mm,
yeah.
mm. But yeah, I don't know. I just it's funny too because when they make the choices on who they want to elevate in that position,
Hmm.
crying out loud, you figured they pick better.
No, you're expecting too much of niggas.
Because I know, and it's
And,
funny
and,
because
and, and this time when I said niggas, it wasn't it didn't have anything to do with phenotype.
oh no, I know. Oh, I knew that. Oh, I knew
I'm
that.
saying it's just for anybody.
Oh yeah. I knew that because I mean, not to keep going back to them, but like right now you got the Cardi B and Megan Thee Stallion thing. They're technically the current goddesses, for lack of a better term.
Hmm.
We went through the same thing in the '80s. In the '80s, it was Madonna. You know what I mean?
And Prince.
Yeah. Madonna, Prince, and Michael Jackson.
Yeah. Can't forget Michael. Yeah, that's right.
Especially in '85 when he dropped Thriller.
Yeah,
I mean, '84, '85, one or the other.
yeah,
So but as far as I mean, so nothing new.
yeah.
Not really. I think they've gotten more outlandish for sure. Because
Yeah, they were getting outlandish. That outlandish shit started in the '80s. Hell.
yeah, absolutely,
Well,
absolutely.
maybe even '70s, maybe. But I mean,
Yeah.
because you got to think, you can go back to David Bowie with the
Oh, Ziggy,
outlandish. Yeah,
yeah, Ziggy Stardust.
yeah,
Yeah, the androgynous thing. Yeah,
yeah.
that's right. Yeah. And then Freddie Mercury with Queen.
Forgot about that. Yes,
Yeah, but that was pretty much the worst you got in the '70s. I mean, other than that, it was pretty much everybody on
but
drugs. So,
it was that domino effect though,
oh, I'm
of
sure.
being setting the standard for what's going to be acceptable.
Hmm.
And
Oh yeah,
now you see it's to the point to where hey, you got to accept every damn thing. Oh no, I can't do it though. But
yeah, because a lot of the aspect with the women and the degrees they're going. Don't get me wrong. There's a variety of things that have allowed that to happen.
Mhm.
But when you start looking at what Madonna did in the '80s and the early '90s, and the way she kept pushing that envelope with nudity, sexuality, and all that good stuff,
Mhm.
that's how you end up here. Because it is funny because they always talk about guys who end up like shooting up places. Video games is the cause. It promotes violence, but yet you allow people like Madonna and the rest of them to do what they do to keep pushing forward an idea or agenda that it's okay to be that way, and you keep getting worse and worse examples afterwards, and then you want to complain why you see what you see on TV in front of your kids.
Mm,
You got to remember,
mm.
for me in the '80s, I was an adult in the '80s.
Yeah.
Just to hear Joan Collins call Linda Evans a bitch on Dynasty was crazy. Now
Well, went back to the old soap opera.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Every Wednesday night on ABC, you can hear the mother from the Goldberg saying "fuck." I mean, they bleep it, sure, but she says it damn near every episode, or one of them does.
Wow.
You couldn't even get away with it bleeping. So,
Yeah.
but now it's like, she's still saying it and they'll bleep it, but you know what she's saying.
Yeah.
It used to be, again, I grew up, my age and everything, I grew up watching, Dick Van Dyke and all that stuff. There was, I Love Lucy. There was 2 beds in the bedroom. They didn't show one.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, I
I didn't.
forgot them overs. They did show.
Yeah. I didn't start seeing that till like mid late '70s when you got stuff like All in the Family. Where Archie and Edith shared their bed, or the Jeffersons. I mean, it started around that time, really.
Yeah.
But for the most part, even with that, they barely showed the parents' bedroom. You see the kids. You see the kids' room, but you barely saw the parents' bedroom.
Yeah, most everything took place in the kitchen, in the living room, or outside.
Exactly. Yeah. But yeah, it's just one of those things that and that's how we got here. I mean, and not to go all conspiracy theory, but dude, this was a plan, in my opinion. I mean, they wanted people to put their faith in these type of people, because it just breeds more shallow, unproductive people, in my
Well,
opinion.
I would say what you're talking about is the side effect of their actual goal. The main reason was for it is we live in a capitalist country, so they saw the money that could be made off promoting these people.
Mm-hmm.
How easily people wanted to buy into it, so it was big money, big profit in it. So
no, you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. And I mean, and when you say people bought into it, they bought into it. I mean, they
literally,
dropped all their savings in that stock. I mean,
yeah.
it was I don't know. It's just weird to me. It's just weird to me.
But yeah, it's I don't know. It's just with me being I guess a nihilist. It's just not surprising to me. It's kind of one of those things where I think it's like how low won't they go?
Yeah, and it's strange because I used to until I took the time off that I did. I used to like, oh, why? You know what I mean? Like, oh my God, why? And now it's like I'm pulling a Mr. Spock from the original series when they went to the mirror universe, and that comment he had made to Kirk when they came back about savages can't pretend to be normal people, but no, it's easier for no. And I don't want to figure it out because once I do, that means I'm on their
You're
playing
going to
field.
become you're going to become that.
Yeah, and that's just not something. That's just not something I want.
Right.
That's just not something I want. That's why you got detectives who just after 20, 30 years of doing like pedophile cases are just messed up in the head because the stuff they see. I don't want to learn to think like that. I don't want to profile these motherfuckers.
Right.
I just don't. And yes, masculinity. I agree with you. A plan for controlling population. Yeah, I think that's part of it.
I don't know
But
if
yeah,
it's yeah. For some, I think it is a plan for control of population. I think for most, it's just a plan for control. Period.
yeah, I would agree with that.
It's just that whenever you have that, when you amass that much power, it's inevitable that you're going to be able to control the
Yeah,
population.
yeah. And like when it comes to people who look like us, it always works out the same way. The women will reach a certain level of power, and then, or celebrity or whatever you want to call it, and the next thing you know, they start portraying them as just hoes. The guys reach a certain level of authority or celebrity, they start portraying them in dresses.
Mm.
I mean, it's just retarded.
Oh man, hey, you trying to make me go here.
Who, me?
Yeah, because I mean, when you said that,
Mm-hmm.
it made me think about something that I've thought about before. Um, that, the stereotype has always been that colored people are rainbow phobic,
Mm-hmm.
but I think differently. Um, because the reason why I believe that's far from the truth, because of the simple fact that I think that colored people, well, no, I know colored people are all inclusive. Whenever something goes wrong, they always want to include somebody else to speak for them on their behalf. And when you include others all the time, you always end up including rainbow folks.
Well,
So to include them into your argument is to be the very opposite of phobic of them.
well, see, that's what's interesting, because I think initially that we weren't like that. I really don't think we were. I don't think we
I think
were
a lot of
initially.
people in the closet.
Well, nowadays, yeah, absolutely. But I mean, like when we first got here, when they first brought us to this place, I don't think we were like that. I think this is something that was learned or picked up over the centuries of being here. And the thing about black people, and it bothers me to no end, because myself and my cousin William talk about this. We are the most forgiving and inclusive people you will ever find on this planet.
Mm-hmm.
We are, and that's our downfall.
And the government knows it.
Oh yeah, absolutely, and that's our downfall. That's absolutely our downfall, because nobody else does that,
No.
and they sure as hell don't do it with us for sure. So I don't, I think that's one of our biggest problems. And when you look at Pookie and Ray Ray and Keisha and the rest of them, they're trying to use that same tactic when it comes to people like us, because they're trying to do that thing about all inclusive, being part of the community. It's the same tactic with slight tweaks to it. They're trying to make it all kumbaya. We should all get along. Everybody should be accepted. No, they shouldn't. It shouldn't. And like I've said many a times before, it's no different than the whole thing about saving people. It's not my job to save you. Some people can't be saved, and more importantly, some people shouldn't be saved.
Right.
And that's just fact.
Yeah, I agree.
That's just fact. The only thing I can do is work towards making sure I'm one of the ones who should be. That's all I can do.
Right, right.
Because like the saying goes, and we've all heard it, because we've all been around black churches, we've all heard it. I can't get you into heaven.
Yeah.
That's your
Yeah.
job.
Yeah. And to that point that Snuggles was bringing up about what you were talking about, these people whenever they get to this certain status class, as celebrities.
I'm sorry, I wasn't looking. What was it?
Yeah, I know. Is it their fault that they are portrayed like that, or should they have agency of what they do for themselves? Or are you really saying they don't have a choice?
It's
No,
both.
he's definitely. Hey, look, I think. Look, I'm gonna go ahead and. I'm not gonna say it's both. They have agency, but here's the thing. OJ said it best, man. These folks gonna do some straight change for that dollar, man.
Well, that's why I said both, because I've actually watched a variety of well-known black actors who have been asked that question on different shows, Vlad TV and a couple of other shows that I've seen on YouTube, and they just straight up said, "Nah, man, they threw that at me and I walked away." And they'll sit there and they said it point blank on camera, "Yo, it's a conspiracy to try and feminize black males, and I'm not doing it." And then one of them had starred with Martin Lawrence in something and asked about Martin doing it or whatever. And he said, "Yeah, and if you notice, he never been right since."
Mm.
And it's true. I mean, look, man, there's no joke that's funny enough to put a man in a dress. It's just not.
Yeah, no.
I mean, seriously, it's just not. As a matter of fact, I was up at like 5 o'clock this morning, man. I couldn't sleep, and then I flipped the channel on, and there was Family Matters, and then you got Reginald Bell Johnson, who plays the patriarch of the family,
Yeah.
Carl Winslow, and what do I see? Him in a dress
Dang.
going undercover.
Oh, you can't forget about Steve. Oh gosh, I don't even know why I can't think of his real name now.
Steve
But
Urkel.
well, I was thinking about the actor, but
Oh,
uh,
Jamil White.
yeah, that's it, Jaleel White.
Yeah.
Whenever he would put on that dress to become and that wig to become Myrtle Urkel.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so yeah.
Yo, matter of fact, he did an interview about a month or two ago, and he talked about how he cried his ass off. He cried his ass. They had to call his father to the to the stage to calm him down.
Dang.
He said it messed him up that bad because he didn't want to do because he was afraid what his friends were going to say, the jokes. I mean, which is valid.
Yeah.
And not only that, you're talking about somebody who's a kid. I mean, you talking about what was he? 13, 14 at the time, something like that.
Yeah, he was pretty young.
Yeah, I mean that was the early days of the show.
Yeah.
So I mean, come on, man, you can't. And again, what joke is there that's so important or so good that you take a young man who's starting to move into his masculinity and drop him in a dress for the world to see.
Hey, watch this. Watch this.
Yeah,
Now, for that situation, who to blame?
the father.
I was gonna say parents. Period. I don't know. Daddy might not have been there. So I don't know.
Well,
what I'm saying?
the father was because when he told
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
when he told the story, he said his father they had to get his father to come get him because he wouldn't come out of the trailer. He was that upset.
Mm-hmm.
And he said he cried for quite a bit. And his father came and talked to him, and his father told him, "You don't have to do this," or something like that. He said, and he's like, "But I don't want to lose my job," or something like that. And he decided to go ahead with it.
Yeah.
So, but
But yeah,
yeah,
you too on that end too. You have these parents, pimping these kids out for a check as well.
yeah. So I mean, so as far as it goes for the question, man, everybody has agency. The
Yes.
question,
Yes.
the question is that what are you willing to do? Like I said, some people just do it for the paycheck. Like I said, not to beat him up or anything, but Martin Lawrence did it for the paycheck twice.
Mm.
They tried to get Eddie Murphy to do it. He's like, hell no. So I'm not doing that. But didn't he end up doing it?
Oh yeah.
He did, right? When he
What
played
was?
that overweight family and he played all the
Yeah. That one, and
characters. Yeah,
you did it in Orbit too. That was
yeah.
a terrible movie.
Yeah,
Golly.
exactly. And then, like I said, I can't remember the actors' names, but they've been around for a while. And they was like, nope, I walked away from gigs. I'm not doing it.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not mad at them because I would too.
Right. Yeah.
I would too.
It just goes to show the type of uh how adamant about the type of individual you are and the type of character that you want to represent for yourself.
Yeah, yeah. And then and just to show you, like I said, how far it goes back and how it keeps pushing further and further forward. Now what do we got? we got we got Dwayne Wade letting Gabrielle Union
Mm.
turn his son into a bitch. We got Will and Jada Pickett Smith letting their son walking around in skorts.
Dang.
You feel what I'm saying? I mean, and the list goes on and on.
Yeah.
Now you got mothers walking around claiming their child at 7, 8 years old is transgender. How would they even fucking know? They haven't even
Right.
been strong enough to get. They haven't even gotten to the age where they can have a strong enough willy to figure out what they want to do with it. So how at
Right.
7 and 8 could they decide they're a different gender? No, you're pushing that on the child.
Yeah.
And people that ask me, well, you got two daughters who are gay. Yeah, I do, but I never pushed anything on them. I told them from my religious perspective how things are supposed to be. Now, if you decide that you want to go contrary to that, you must understand I can't help you. I can't help you because if that's the lifestyle you're going to choose, that's the lifestyle you're going to have to fight for because I got nothing to do with it. I don't believe in
Right.
it. just like out of the two, the oldest one, Jennifer, is like 30, and she's got this I don't know what you want to call her in a relationship. I don't know. Been to my house, told her point blank, I don't like you. I don't like you. You don't know me. I don't need to. I see how you interact with my daughter. I see how you interact with my grandchildren, not which neither one of them belong to you. You know, you always got your hand out. You always hustling. I ain't got no time for that.
Yeah.
I ain't got no time for that. And the same thing with the youngest one, the Reese. The Reese is 23. She got this one chick that she's been talking to for a couple of years. Manipulative, conniving. You know, all the aspects of a woman you expect. I don't like her.
Yeah.
I don't like her. It's like, well, well, she and I say, whatever y'all do is what y'all do. I'm letting you know where I stand with you. I'm not fucking you, so I don't care. But when you walk in my house, that's a whole different kind of beast. Because now we're not talking about you in a relationship with my daughter. We're talking about you being in my house. Those are two totally different things.
Mm-hmm. And yes, Dorian, D Wade does not. He has admitted he don't run the damn household. He is a submissive. Yes, no, he has admitted this shit pretty much.
Yeah. He said straight up out loud that she wears the pants, didn't he?
Yeah.
Or something like that.
And Snuggles, this one is easy. People are easily persuaded mentally or emotionally on these things because people are weak and
or greedy. Because, like I said, they got big paychecks for those.
Oh, true. Yeah, especially in that situation. But I was more thinking about it on a general scale. People are easily persuaded because they're weak and they don't actually want to be responsible for the backlash that'll come whenever for the backlash of questions that will come for whenever they have to actually stand up against it. Most people don't have those convictions like this is why I'm this way, and fuck the narrative and what you think and trying to push on me.
Yeah. I mean, that's all it is. But people will do anything to follow their false gods, or they'll do anything to become the false god.
Yeah.
And they'll find every way possible to justify it. Well, it was work. It was my career. You know what I'm saying? I had to keep moving. Yada yada yada. Okay. Look, my career. Let me tell you something. My career has. if you tallied it up right now, there's probably my career choice probably has the largest amount of embezzlement in this country's history, if not the world. Okay, because buying and selling businesses and flipping them and all that good stuff. I mean, there's just so many ways to embezzle money. It just is retarded, and yet I'm not taking that path.
Mm-hmm.
It's a choice. It's always a choice.
Yeah. And to New's point, to New's 2 points. Common sense ain't so common.
Oh yeah. William says that a lot. Yeah.
And they aren't natural self-leaders. Yes. Yeah. Anybody that doesn't want to assume responsibility, for their own actions, they're not an actual leader.
Yeah. Well, what happened?
Just and I think you mean, I don't know if she means legacy or lineage or both. But so are you saying people do not really know what they want for their legacy to look like? Yeah, no, I don't think people do.
I'm saying people don't even know what legacy is.
So then, so you can't know what it is. You can't know what you want it to look like. Yeah.
I mean, how many times have me, you, New, Zero, MOT had to explain to people the difference between legacy and lineage?
Yeah.
I mean, seriously. So
if they don't know that, they don't even know what they want their lineage to look like either. So, and if she wasn't even if she was actually talking about it in the sense of legacy, which thinking about Snuggles probably was, they still don't. They still don't have an idea of what they want their legacy to actually look like or be. Because most people don't even know themselves. So there's no way you can not know yourself and then know what you want your legacy to look like. So.
Yeah, and then GearsNet just came in. Shalom, by the way.
Yeah, Shalom Gears.
Where he said, most don't. People just have kids and leave them to the world. But it's what he said afterwards. How many people really value their family names, for example? And and in that respect, he's right. Because the vast majority of people, in all fairness, and I'm not blaming them. It's just what it is.
Mm-hmm.
Bottom line is this: they don't even do the research to see where their name came from or what it means. You know,
Yeah.
so like the saying goes, if you don't know where you come from, how do you know where you're going?
Right. Zilla.
I have a legacy. I come from a long line
Long
of
line of
sanitation
sanitation
workers.
workers.
Hey, yo, nothing wrong with it, man. Nothing wrong with it. Blue collar keeps the world running. That's all I'm saying. Um, but yeah, a lot of people don't take the time. You know, I mean, learn who you are, learn where you come from, get a good idea of that, and then everything else. I'm not saying it's easy, but you'll start to think
Easier.
differently. You start to think differently. You start to wonder. You know, um, you know, I knew a considerable amount about my mother's side, but again, my father died when I was a year and a half old, so I knew nothing, and she didn't bother to keep in touch with them, which I've always held that against her because it wasn't her right to make that choice for me. I have a right to know where I come from. I didn't really get to know and meet all the rest of them until I was in my 40s. I found my father's brother, cousins, a grandmother still living, and all that good stuff. And then I started to learn about, but yeah, I get that, Young Swift. But even the slave names carry weight; they mean something because you got to remember, not everybody when it could afford or could have slaves.
Mm-hmm.
So 9 times out of 10, if you had a slave name, you came from a family who was somewhat well-to-do to be able to afford to have them.
Right.
So there's still weight there. It's no different than finding out that like some kind of close level of cousin, John McCain and Barack Obama were related.
Mm.
You know, so I mean, it carries weight, man, and even if it doesn't, you should still know. I've traced my mother's side, if I remember correctly, back to the 16th century, and I've traced my father's side back to the 11th.
Mm. Wow.
And there's a lot of things in there that I learned about my family that are remarkable. Especially my father's side, remarkable people, remarkable people. And that instills inside of you a certain amount of pride. Um, and then you start to wonder that when you start looking at your ancestors before you, have you lived up to earning that name you have?
Just still ain't right.
I saw him. Yeah, I saw him. Yeah, I saw him. I saw that.
You wow. You
No,
wow.
no, no, not from his father. I think it was from his mother's side, if I
He
remember
know,
correctly.
he know. Just is a silly man.
Yeah, yeah. But
Yeah.
yeah, everybody should know. Everybody should know. And don't get me wrong, you're gonna come across some stuff you are not gonna like because
Yeah.
there's a lot of family history that at the end of the day, I wish they wasn't in my bloodline. But hey, nothing I can do about that. Mm.
Yeah.
And my cousin Danita, who lives about an hour away from me, about 45 minutes to an hour. Um, we're planning on getting together next month because she has all the records and stuff from from England I'm talking about my father's side of the family,
Okay.
and there were knights. There were knights, and have the certifications, coat of arms, heraldry, all that good stuff. Um, and like I said, the more I learn, the more I try to live up to the honor of that family name. So like I said, you never know what you're gonna find. Shit, Cindy Crawford did it on that show and found out she was related to royalty. That was crazy as
Wow.
hell.
Yeah. Crazy. I
But
think the thing is for us, you, it's so much process to go through because
It
not
is.
actual records being kept on every little thing. So it becomes difficult. So for us, most definitely, DNA has to come into play. As far as tests and all that. So
Yeah, because it took me longer to find my father's mother because they kept they kept she was in Charlotte, North Carolina, but every record I kept coming across kept saying South Carolina, and it didn't make any sense. So I kept thinking I had the wrong person. So another gentleman, a cousin that I found through DNA, Terrence, got on the phone. He talked me through the process of how to do this, how to do that, and then he said, "Well, did you call City Records?" And I was like, "No." He said, "Give him a call." I said, "Seriously?" He said, "Yeah, just ask a basic question. That's what they're there for. That's what they get paid for." So I called them and I told them what my problem was. And she said, "Oh, don't worry about that. That happens all the time." I was like, "Why would that happen all the time? That's two different states." She said, "Sweetie, it's only a 30-mile difference between the line. They might have just migrated from one space to the other one evening and decided to stay." I was like, "Are you serious?" She said, "Yeah." And then she said, "So give me the name and yada yada." She pulled it up. Everything was there, just like that.
mm.
I mean, less than a 5-minute phone call, just like that. And boom, I had my grandmother.
There you
I mean,
go.
just like that. And I called her and talked to her on the phone, and she was like, "I'm so glad you called. I've wondered all these years where you were. Your mother didn't reach out to us, yada 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 yada." And I learned a lot of things talking to them about my father that my mother lied about.
Mm.
A lot of stuff. I learned a lot of stuff real quick, and that's
Wow.
and that's one of the reasons why to this day we still have that issue because where I won't talk to my birth mother. My adopted mother, I mean, we've talked about everything, but my birth
Mhm.
mother, nah, because I don't reward bad behavior. I don't deal with fuckery, and for the love of God, when you've been caught, just admit it and let's move on. Don't double
Well,
don't double down on the shit.
hey, look,
I,
women
I,
gonna do
I, I
that.
mean, I mean, when you look at me and say, "Well, your grandmother's old, she don't remember things properly." For real, dude, that's your go-to answer. Okay, all
Yes,
right, all
yeah,
right.
that, man. Look,
I can
women
sympathize.
gonna take that. Women gonna take a lie to the grave.
Yes, they would. Yes, they would. Yes, they would. hmm And I'm like, and I had to make a choice, which goes back to I think it was Seeking Creator when he was saying something about learning how to deal with the fuckery.
Yeah,
Look,
and avoid the way I can see it and avoid
there's
it, or
there's
something like that.
yeah, there's nothing to figure out. I mean, seriously.
Except for who's causing the fuckery.
Well, we all
That's
well
the
we
only
all
thing that. Well, I mean, I'm just saying in general. In specific instances. Maybe. But
yeah yeah
yeah, that
because for
way.
me yeah because for me like I said with my birth family I just don't deal with them at all.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
That's all. That's all. And like what was that 2009 2010? Haven't I mean with the exception of maybe 2 3 cousins which I've always been cool with. Outside of that, I don't I don't deal with them.
I
After
don't.
after after 40 after 40 something years, man, I figured out, look, man, it's just bullshit. Why do I want to keep putting myself in the middle of it? So I walked away.
My bad, Lawrence. Dorian had me wrong.
Sounds like that. Mama
Mama's
cooking.
cooking that Kwame
Kwame
was
was
talking.
talking.
Yeah.
Yo, man, let me tell you something. Man, during the time of doing all that research on both sides of the family, my mother's side of the family, man, dude, there's so much bullshit that I found out.
Hmm.
I had to track down. I started finding other family members nobody ever talked about who were given away for adoption.
Mm.
I found two of them. I mean, my mother's side of the family is just fucked up. I mean, they're just fucked up. I two women. It's like, yeah, I saw we got a match on ancestry DNA, yada yada yada, blah 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 blah. I don't know what this is. My name's Tiffany. I was adopted. Blah 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 blah. And I was like, she's like, can I talk to you? And I was like, I'll give her my number and she'll call me. And I was like, what's up? And she'll start telling me the story. And I'm like, I can't even begin to figure out where that connection comes from. And then she sends me a picture of her. She's a spitting image of everybody on my mother's side of the family. Literally, she can
Dang.
damn near be a twin of my sister. In all
Wow.
fairness, So we started doing the background check for that and started getting adoption because South Carolina has a real hardcore lockdown on adoption papers. Even when you're a grown ass person, they won't give it. You have to get a lawyer to file a lawsuit to make the county or whoever give it to you. And we got it. Figure out the name on it, figured out the connection, and then after we figured out the connection, found her mother.
Oh wow.
The actual birth mother. We found her. And then like a couple of months later, somebody else did a connection too. And it was the same thing. I was adopted, blah, 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 blah. My mother's side of the family is fucked up, man. I'm not even trying to be a dick about it. I mean, you got to call it for what it is. They are just fucked up.
Right. Yeah.
And don't get me wrong, my father's side is not all that peachy either. Shit, a lot of them motherfuckers were dope heads. So, I mean, it is what it is. I mean, but like I said, you take the good with the bad. You take the good with the bad. But anyway, I didn't mean to go on such a tangent. The point I'm trying to make is that when you take the time to learn about yourself, learn about your history, become reach a point where you can accept all of it, good and bad as a whole, you have reached a point where you don't have to worry about being part of a group who creates gods. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You don't have to worry about having somebody else lead you because you become so comfortable in who you are and knowing for a fact who you are and where you come from. A lot of people can't play those kind of games with you.
Right.
Because somebody roll up on me, well, you should be this yada 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 because blah 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 blah. No, bro. No, bro. I am Lawrence. You know what I'm saying? Out of Larry by Catherine. You know what I'm saying? Of the Guy clan. You know what I'm saying? I'm going that route. So you don't get to tell me what I should be when I already know what I am.
Right. Yeah.
And that's why it's important. Even if you can't do the historical thing and learn about your family history and name, dude, learn yourself at least.
Yes. It goes along. Learning yourself goes a long way. I mean, even if you can't know all of your relatives, I mean, knowing yourself and what you're about and understanding that, that's that right there is more than enough to know
That's more than
to
enough.
figure out where you need to go next in your life and where your next path is.
And we've been on this stream where the two of us and MOT have talked about it. Look, we're not talking about rocket science here, man. I mean, we're really not. We're just talking about taking some time to yourself. Just take a break from fuckery for a little bit. Stop. Watch everything. That's all you got to do. Just watch. Just watch everything. And after you watch everything, you'll start to realize you're going to start questioning shit.
Mm.
And when you start questioning things, that's where the real journey begins.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Because now you're going to start questioning not just what you see, but you're going to start questioning who's doing it. Then you're going to start questioning why are you even around it. Then you're going to start questioning what do you want from it, or do you want to get away from it? And it just creates a progressive thought process that keeps taking you step by step. And before you know it, you start thinking more critically.
Right.
Because that's the key.
Yeah.
So I
It
mean,
makes sense.
yeah, and like I said, it's not hard. It's not. But again, as you've said, and everybody else has said many times, it's hard to get motherfuckers to think properly when motherfuckers won't even read. So I mean, it just
See, it won't. See,
won't read.
I was gonna say here, some of them can't. Some of them
It,
can't read.
it's possible. I've got a friend who's been functionally illiterate for 50 something years. It's possible. I can't say it's not.
And then yes, true too. Some of them they can't because they don't want to because that shit ain't it don't bring bitches. But
It doesn't bring bitches, and it challenges the narrative they're trying to push. You have to remember it like okay, let's take a page from Sigma's channel.
yes.
World War II.
Uh-oh.
One of the first groups before he started going all in on Jews removed the intellectuals.
Ooh.
That was one of the first things he did.
Mm.
because intellectuals are critical thinkers.
Yeah, they're gonna question.
They would question, what is the need of this? What is the
Yeah.
purpose of this? What is the validation? Why would that even be necessary? You see what I'm saying? You have to.
Mm-hmm.
You have to. And if you stop and think about the history of this country, when you look at assassinations and et cetera and so on, all the way back to the Revolutionary War up until now, critical thinkers,
Right.
because they challenge the status quo.
Yeah.
Not because they're trying to cause disruption, but again, just because they're thinkers.
Right. Right. Yeah. No. Yeah. You have to challenge it to make sure that whatever it is someone's proposing, it actually works.
Yeah, exactly. Because, like I said, he got rid of the critical thinkers, the intellectuals. Excuse me. He got rid of the intellectuals. He started putting fluoride in the water because everybody else, it would dumb them down and make them more submissive and compliant to what he wants to do. I mean, all this is on record. I'm not making it up. You can go research it. That's why I do not drink water without cleaning it first. That's why I got fluoride filters in my house. I'm not crazy. Same thing when you get vaccinations. There's quicksilver in it. In what reality do you need to put a heavy metal into a body for a vaccination?
Mm.
Because let's not forget, the point of a vaccination is that they'll take a sample of the disease or the sickness or whatever, and then they'll start modifying it to create this, create that. So again, in what reality do you need to have a chaser with quicksilver or mercury in it?
Right.
I mean, seriously, what's the point? It's just the whole logic. And for us, especially us black men, okay, we should always be questionable when somebody wants to give us shit after Tuskegee.
Oh yeah.
Just keeping it real.
Mhm.
I mean, just keeping it real. Anybody who's in a hurry to stick us, we should question. After all the stuff with the syphilis tests and stuff with the Tuskegee, no sir.
Mm.
Nah, we should always be leery, us especially, because
Yeah.
they've used us for so much fucking experimentation. It's retarded.
Swift showing his age here. Kind of how like a teacher puts something on the board and everyone automatically starts writing rather than thinking about it first.
Yep, that's true. They do that. That's real shit. They do that. That is real shit. Because like we talked about yesterday, my youngest daughter, Sam, graduated high school last Thursday. Um, and it was funny because at the end of the ceremony, the one of the teachers is doing the presentation and all that good stuff. And the last thing she says, and now as I announce you as graduates, I would say one last thing. Don't forget to call your mother.
Mhm.
And I stood up and I said, excuse me? And their fathers. And then the other men started getting up and saying the same thing. I was rude.
Yeah.
I was rude. Don't sit there pushing your fucking agenda. Damn, even at the last breath and when they leaving, y'all still trying to push that shit. For real? I mean, come on. And on top of that, what do you need to call your mother for? You live with her. It was just stupid.
Yeah.
It was just stupid. There was no point with that. I so I messed up with what? If I could. Oh, you
Oh,
stupid.
well, I said it because you said your daughter just graduated.
um, yeah, I'm a
Oh,
free man. That was the last one, bro.
black girls. If I get Quicksilver, that means I won't get super speed. Yeah, it's silly.
Yeah, he's stupid. He's stupid. But yeah, yeah, I'm a free man now. That was my last one. That was my last one. I got travel plans and everything. Um,
Okay.
but what's that? Yeah. Wait, is Lawrence? Yeah, I'm in Florida, man. I've said that before.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
No, he is too. We've had
Yeah,
that
I know. That's
conversation.
why that's why I'm laughing.
Yeah, we had that conversation before.
Yeah, I know. That's why I'm laughing.
I think when we talked, you were like 30, 45-minute drive from me, something like that.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Swift gonna be trying to pull up at the estate.
Yeah. Mm-mm-mm-mm. Well, he say that's not what I mean. Let the bidding begin. Oh yeah, 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 yeah. That's yeah.
Hey, girls, he ain't got to catch a flight on this one. He can't.
Oh, you know, he don't have to catch a flight. All he
He
has,
can
he
catch a
literally
ride Uber.
not even. He don't even have to catch a ride. He literally all he has to do is go outside. Just go
Oh, that's funny.
outside.
Go outside
He,
game.
he literally can just go outside.
It's funny.
But yeah, but like I said, you gotta you just I don't know, man. You just gotta do all that stuff. You have to. You just have to. And if you make the choice not to, then you can't complain on what you get because of what you chose. You know? So but yeah,
Oh.
gods and all that, catch them outside.
You
Nah,
said
because
because
they
they graduated Thursday for 2 for him. Okay.
oh, was it an evening ceremony? Because that's what we got. Um yeah, yeah. But yeah, last Thursday, uh 8 o'clock ceremony. We did it at the state fairgrounds, actually.
Oh, okay. Wow.
But yeah, we had the whole thing to ourselves. Um, but yeah, man, you got to know who you are, man.
Yeah.
You got to know who you are. Even if you don't have all the answers, get some of them, man. Like I said, just the smallest, just the smallest thing forces you to think differently.
Right. Yeah.
You know.
Agree. Yeah. It does. Oh, but man,
So
we ain't gonna keep this going. We've been on here for about an hour and 15 minutes. I think we've
oh,
had a
we
good
have.
one.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, we have. Doing wow. He get his moped ready right now. He's sitting. But no, I think we had a good one on had a good discussion on the topic. Thanks,
He get
Cowboy.
his
Congrats
moped
on
ready.
your
He's
freedom.
stupid. He's stupid. He get his moped ready. Just real quick. I'm sorry if you don't mind, give me another minute or two.
Okay, go
Um,
ahead.
oh, thanks, Space Cowboy. Hey, it's good to see you, brother. Um, it was something earlier. Snuggles with common sense when it comes to putting stuff in the body, yada yada. Um, it, not that I'm answering a question because she really didn't answer one, but I just wanted to reiterate what I've been saying for a long time. Hey, stop buying into the propaganda. Grow your own food. Just grow your own food. Even if you don't think you got space, you got space.
Mhm.
Um, like I said, you'll recognize the difference in taste right out the gate. Right out the gate. And there's a certain amount of pleasure in eating something that you worked hard for yourself. Um, that's why I think growing your own food actually would help you learn how to be productive because it's all on you if you eat or don't. You know what I mean?
Mm.
Like I said, I grow cabbage, kale, beans, bananas, lemons, berries, onions, carrots, the whole 9 yards. Just grow your own
A
food,
lot.
and when you get your seeds, make sure it's real seeds, not GMO,
Gotcha.
not GMO. Just do it. And like I said, man, those shots. I never understood the shots anyway, because you're trying to tell me that the shots are supposed to protect me from a virus, but yet you're injecting the virus in me. Where's the logic in that?
Mm.
I just never understood it personally speaking, but you know. No, I didn't. I didn't answer. I didn't ask a question. I didn't ask a question, Snuggles. I was just responding to something you wrote before. Um, but sugarcane, avocados, but yeah, I do potatoes and yams as well. Um, I tried. What I'm having trouble with is corn.
Mm.
I'm having trouble with corn. I can grow the hell out of a pineapple though.
Wow.
Everything else grows perfectly, man. It's just the only thing I've had problems with is corn.
Must
I've
be the
done carrots.
location.
Well, it should work.
Wow.
It,
Huh.
it should work. But then again, I got batshit crazy squirrels. So,
Okay.
I don't know. But 99% survival rate. I go to my grandma for mangoes. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, hey, what's up, Smooth? How's it going, man?
Yeah, what's up,
Uh,
Smooth, man?
but yeah, but like I said, grow those vegetables and stuff like that. Just like I said, man, just you don't need a lot. You just don't. You don't. If you got a balcony, do it on a balcony. If you got a fire escape, do it on a fire escape. But do something.
Mhm.
And on top of that, man, the way inflation's going, with the way everything's costing now, oh my dude, you save yourself some money just on vegetables alone.
Mm.
I mean, like I told Eisen last night when we were talking, I went to Publix the other day, a supermarket here, and what usually ran me about $40-$45 actually came up to about 100 and change.
Oh, wow.
So, and like I said, and that's now. They've been
Mhm.
talking about it being like that in New York for a couple of months.
Ah, wow, that's crazy.
So, and they're talking about the worst is yet to come.
Yeah.
That's why I said you got to get your shit straight now. You got to
Mhm.
get it now because, like I said, starting next year, it's going to be brutal. It's going to be brutal. That's why I don't I don't go on panels anymore talking about business or anything like that anymore because like I've said, I've been up there many a times on many panels. I already told everybody what they need to know. If you didn't do it, that's on you. Don't come to me later. Because if you come to me later, I'm not going to talk to you as somebody on a panel. I'm going to talk to you as a client, and it's going to cost you.
Mm.
It's going to cost you because I'm only going to look at you as a client from this point forward. That's all I got.
Well, there you go.
So do what you need to do, get your shit straight, because I've said it, Eisen has said it, MOT has warned it, Zero has warned it, New has warned it, Spiritual Hulk does videos on it warning it. If you're not listening, that's on you. Hell, Jadzilla,
Yeah.
complex design. You feel
Several.
me? You
There's
know what I'm
several
saying?
others.
Yeah, yeah. Morning Blue, we've been telling y'all about stocks, cryptocurrency, mergers and acquisitions, real estate, etc., and so on. If all those brothers who I respect still want to talk to you, hey, great. But as far as it
Mhm.
goes for me, nah, I've talked too much. From this point forward, if anybody wants anything from me, I'm charging them. I'm going to treat you like a client. You had a year. I've been doing this shit for over a year. Nah.
Well, there you go. There you go. But yeah,
Yes, yes, Gear ZNet. Yeah, yeah. That's how you do it because that's how you make good compost for your dirt and your ground when you're growing. Yeah, gray water, not black water. If you go to usually wherever you live, there's a local water department section. I can't remember the name of it because we have it here where they will actually give you if you sign up for like a quick 3 or 4 hour online class, they'll give you water barrels and etc. and so on to catch rainwater to use. And also, but they'll give you the supplies and everything. So yeah, absolutely. I'm sorry, Eisen, you were getting ready to close. I'm sorry.
oh, hey, yo, you're good. We'll get ready to close up. Yeah. Carol said, I already got my investments in and my books, thanks to the people Lawrence mentioned. And to the point Snuggles was making here, I think real estate is the most important thing because you actually need the land to really create some semblance of health that is needed. Speaking to the point of you talking about the growing your own food and all that. So yeah.
Well, yeah, absolutely. The problem is where you get the real estate
Yeah.
because you got to remember if you look at the Department of Agriculture's mapping of the United States, every land area is set up in zones. And when you learn the zone, it will show you a list of what can and cannot be grown there. So if
Mm,
you're looking for something, a particular type of food to grow, it'll tell you what areas in the states, what states and what areas that, you can choose
and grow.
to do that in. So
Okay.
yeah, so that's important.
Nice information.
Well, it's important because a lot of people think you just buy land and you start growing shit. No, some things just won't grow in the area you're in. That's just the way it is.
Right.
You know, like me, I have a hell of a time growing cucumbers. But if I went back to Buffalo, where my grandmother used to live, man, she used to do cucumbers when I was a kid. I mean, she grew them like it was nothing. So
Yeah,
it's about the soil, it's about the climate, it's about the zone. All that's important. So you know, yeah. So yeah, real estate's absolutely important. There's no question
yeah,
to that. But you got to know where you're going, and you got to figure out what it is you want to grow.
right,
I'm a vegetable man, so I love here because I can grow vegetables like hell. So
right. Man, makes sense. Good information. And Shalom Watner, Shalom. But
oh, I'm sorry, Shalom Wadner. I'm sorry.
no, you just got it's good. You just got in.
What is that? What
What
are
are
the
the best
best?
fruits and vegetables that will grow in the South?
Now, okay, now, Snuggles. Let's be real.
Yeah, there you go.
I'm being respectful because I really don't talk
Yeah,
to women. We know
yeah, I
this.
know. I
But
know.
but but you add insult to injury when I just told you how to figure out what zones and what area to figure out what you want to grow.
Yeah.
Are you serious, boo? I mean,
Yeah.
for real, boo. Because I'm not trying to be an ass, but I'm not your man. You can't give me a honey-do list.
But I was just gonna say, well, we know oranges do.
Yeah. I just told you what department. I told you how to go look for it, and I told you what you're looking for. Why would you ask me that?
Oh, funny. But
I mean, I
yeah.
know you're not. I know I'm not sure if you're trying to be foolish on purpose, but if you're not, step back a little bit and rethink before you. Okay, seriously,
You
because
understand?
now what you're doing is you're asking me to do the work for you. That's that's what you're doing. I'm not looking it up for you. Just like I said last week, Google it.
All right. So I guess you got anything else on for closing thoughts before we get out of here?
No, because if we keep
You
going, I'll
good?
be talking
I
about
know
vegetables
it.
and
You be
gardening
talking
all day.
everything else, and
Yeah,
we'll
yeah,
get into something else.
because you know me, I'll talk about gardening all day, man.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I'll say it for you since you didn't. Hashtag me in first.
Oh yeah, thank you, thank you. Sorry.
And all I got for y'all is, hey, don't be a hospital gown nigga. Peace, y'all.
Shalom.